training for straight total domination. I wanna. It sounds bad, but I want to hurt Devin. That's it. I want to hurt him. That's all.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Marcos Villegas for Fight Up TV, being joined with Regis Prograis, 140-pound champion, and we hope this Devin Haney fight's gonna get across the line. What's happening? What's the latest with that?
Listen, I heard December night. What I'm hearing is December night out in San Francisco. I don't know if he signed a contract or not. You know, if people don't know, I signed my contract. At first, I signed it for November 11th. So I signed it a long time ago. I signed for November 11th about 6-7 weeks ago, and now they changed it to December 9th, which is, yeah, it's cool. It's a month away. It's a month from that date, so it's cool. I'm good.
What's been the holdup? You said on your end it's finalized, right? It's signed and everything. You're just waiting for, or like they.
Yeah, I was waiting on Devin's side. I think that, well, what I understand is we was trying to do it in Vegas. In Vegas, all the dates are going to Vegas. All the venues, all the dates are going to Vegas. Somebody else was fighting, so you know we had to find out somewhere else to go, and they found San Francisco, and so that's why it's happening.
Do you know who's fighting? Like on those dates, like. There's a lot of venues in Vegas.
Well, that's what I'm hearing, man. I mean, I think it's not just fights, there's other stuff going on too. They have other things going on too. I know the October 28th or 9th, the 28th or 29th, that it was because of Tyson Fury. So that's gone.
That was the original date, right?
That was the original date. Yeah, that was the original date. But then I signed for November 11th, and so I don't know what happened to that one. But then they said December 9th. I think, like I said, I think the November 11th. Is gone because of the Vegas venue's gone.
Okay. So 100% it's happening. Like it's not a thing where like we think.
Listen, one thing about
there's no way it's gonna fall out.
Listen, in boxing, you never know until you step in the ring. You know, that's the thing. You know, in boxing, that's just how it is. You never actually know if the fight actually is gonna happen until y'all actually step in the ring. You know, they have fights fell out the day of the weigh-in. You know, I fought. I mean, this is a big magnitude fight. But when I was younger, I had in my career, I had fights that we weighed in and then they canceled the same day. You know, I don't think this will happen, but you know, still, this is boxing, so we'll see. But December night should be locked in.
This will be Devin's first move up to 140 pounds, a division that you've been at for many, many years now, and you're welcoming him here to this division. What sticks out to you the most about this fight with Devin?
I think it's just a big fight, man. I mean, the main thing, I mean, styles and style, I don't worry about that right now. I just think that it's just a big fight. I'm glad that, you know, we can do this. You know, right now, I think, like I said earlier, I think it's the era of the big fights. You know, like, you know, it started with, like, the Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, and then Ryan and Tank, and Crawford and Spence, and now it's me and, you know, it's going to be me and Devin. So I think that I'm just glad that it's happening, man. I feel like I am in that stage in my career where it's time to really blossom and time to get the credit I really deserve. You know, I became a champion. I became a two-time champion. I still don't really get the credit that I feel like I deserve, but I feel like with this fight, I will get the credit I deserve.
You're going to have to put on an eye-catching performance. I think like a knockout. You're gonna either have to knock them down many times or knock out. Right. I think to get what you're seeking in terms of attention and, you know, the cred from the casual fans.
Right. Exactly. And I mean, that's what I'm saying. You can't. And I was just saying earlier. I mean, I really feel like I could be the face of boxing or close to it in 2 fights. You know, in 2 fights. This is for me this fight, and then something after that. Hopefully, it could be something big. Also,
Ryan or Teo.
Ryan, Teo, somebody like that. You know, I think that, you know, it's right there for me to grab. I just have to put in the work, which I've been doing since, and I think it's there. It's there for the taking.
No, what do you make? You know, I've been reading up on the fight, and I would imagine too. You're probably thinking this also. Like Devin's team and fans are thinking, well, if he struggled against the last opponent that you had, you know, Devin's just going to keep you at the end of his jab and just outbox you the whole night.
Right. Listen, I love it. I love it. I'm thankful to, thank you, Zarilla. I'm thankful to Zarilla because, listen, if I would have went out there and knocked Zarilla out in 1 or 2 rounds, Devin wouldn't want to come nowhere close to me. But, you know, he ran around. I had a bad performance, you know, nerves and all that being in my hometown. Cool. That's, you know, but that's over now. But, you know, I feel like it's just going to be a totally different thing right now. You know, I just feel, like I said, I just feel like it's to be right now totally different. Like, different plans. He can do whatever he wants. I feel like he's not going to be able to stop what I'm coming to do to him. He's not going to be able to stop it.
Why is that?
I just feel like physically I'm just more superior. And I obviously I can box too. People, I think they forgetting I can still box. I can still do all this stuff. I'm still fast. I'm still strong. I still have a chin. So, and physically, I really think I'm just too much. That's all. I mean, Devin has 30 fights with 15 knockouts. So that means he can't crack an egg. You know, I have fucking 29 fights with 24, 29, 30 fights, whatever I have with fucking 24 knockouts. And I be putting people to sleep. So I just think I'm superior. Like physically, I feel like I'm superior. Boxing wise, yeah, he has that. But I feel like I still have to hit him. At the end of the day, we're in a boxing ring. We're going to go 12 rounds. I'm still going to touch you. And when I touch you, I feel like it's not gonna be nice. So.
You know, it's an interesting dynamic because it's your last performance. People are saying, oh, like Devin can outbox Regis, but you look at Devin's last performance against Vasily. It's like, oh well, I could push Devin back when he's getting pushed back when he's getting pressure. He does have a little difficulty letting his hands go as well.
Right. I mean, listen, bro. I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at forward. I'm looking at right now, me and Devin right now. I'm not even looking at his last performance against Lomachenko because my last performance wasn't good. So his last performance against Lomachenko, you know, we can leave that right there. I'm looking at right now. Devin is not gonna mess with me. Just right now. No past performances or nothing like that. Me and him right now, I feel like he's not messing with me.
How does that end in your eyes and when you mentally think about it?
I'm going dominate. I'm training for domination. That's it. I'm training for straight total domination. It sounds bad, but I want to hurt Devin. That's it. I want to hurt him. That's all. I want to dominate. I want to dominate him. I want to hurt him. You know, it been a lot of talk and stuff like that. Especially I saw his daddy said something about the doctors and stuff like that after the fight. I'm like, all right, that's cool.
What did he say about the doctor?
He said, somebody sent some shit to me. He said that, because when I put the video out, I was talking.
Yeah.
And he said that you think it's a game and stuff, you know, they say all that but then it's a fight. At the end of the fight, you know, you got to look at doctors and all that. So, you know, with that on my mind, I really feel like I'm going to hurt him. And, I mean, his son going to be seeing the doctor. And I'm serious, bro. I'm dead serious on this. I feel like I'm going to hurt Devin. Like, I'm going to hurt him. That's it.
Is this stemming from that video and what he said? Or is this like a lot deeper thing overall where, like, you feel that you haven't gotten the respect you feel you deserve from the general sports public?
Right, I think it's both of them. You know, I mean, listen, I don't really like. I'm not gonna say I hate nobody, but at the same time, like, bro, it's a sport, and this is a dangerous sport, and like, you know, if I don't say I'm gonna go hurt him, he gonna say he gonna hurt me, and I really like, I stand on that, like, I really mean, like, I'm gonna hurt this dude, like, for real. So, and then at the same time, it's just this is my step up thing. This is my fight to really go out there and shine, and I feel like this is what I have to do. This is my destiny. This is what I have to do, and that's just how I'm feeling.
Well, it's like the moment to do it also because there's a lot of names now, a lot of players at 140. You got Ryan, you got Rolly, you got Teo, yourself, and Devin. It's going to be, well, it is the money division now. It was lightweight, they moved up. Now it's like you're in a perfect spot right now, but, you know, obviously you got to perform as well.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm in a perfect spot. I just got to go out there and just whoop Devin like I plan on doing, and that's what I've been training for ever since, and I'm training for straight domination. You know, that's all.
So Devin's big thing is his boxing IQ. They always bring up his biggest weapon is his jab and his ability to keep distance. How do you negate that in the fight?
I guess we'll just have to see. You know, I mean, listen, I'm slicker than what people think. I definitely think I'm way slicker than what people think. I have a chin. I'm strong physically. If you put me and Devin physically next to each other, he won't be able to mess with me. I hit just too hard, you know. Just look at what I do to people. I really hit really hard, and he doesn't, you know. So yeah, you can box and you can run around and you can throw your jab and all that stuff. But what's gonna happen when that shit don't do nothing? What's gonna happen when that's it, you know? And for me, you know, I know, you know, he has a good team. He's smart. But I'm gonna have a good team. I'm gonna have a smart game plan also, and you know he's gonna have plan A, B, C, D, E, and I'm gonna have the same thing too. I'm gonna have a lot of plans too. But at the end of the day, we gotta fight, and you know it's gonna be a fight.
I don't want to say I don't think he's a one-trick pony, Devin. And so I feel like he has a lot of good tools. But do you feel that he's a one-trick pony?
No, definitely don't. No, I'm not gonna say that either. Listen, I'm not. I told you, I'm looking at, for me, I'm super motivated for this fight, you know. So I'm not looking at him as a one-trick pony. I'm looking at him as a really good opponent. I'm not taking it lightly or nothing like that, you know. That's why I came out here early. You know, I could still.
I was surprised that you were here, like at this point.
Right, I could have still been back home and stuff like with my kids, but right now I'm just want to be like super locked in right now. Obviously, I train at home in Texas. I'm still training and stuff like that, but right now I just want to really just lock in for this whole time, and because I'm serious about this. I'm really serious about this, and this is, for me, this is my moment, and I can't let this slip out my hands.
You just came from Texas, right?
Yeah.
Any tidbits you could tell us from Jermel's camp? Preparing for Canelo?
I ain't see his camp. I ain't see his camp. No, I ain't see nothing. I ain't see none of his camp and stuff like that. Me and Twins, we cool, but you know, we don't talk like that. You know, yeah. So I ain't see him enough.
Speaking of that, though, how do you see that fight? Like, break it down for us.
Obviously, I got Jamel. We grew up together. We came up and all that stuff in the gym. I have Jamel, but it's just like with Canelo. I mean, it's just gonna be a tough task. That's all. It's gonna be a real tough task just because of. You know, you just look at Canelo's resume, you know, like the punchers and the boxers he faced. He fought some big. Is that bro?
Zurdo Ramirez making a cameo right now.
Yeah. You know, so like I was saying, yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a tough task. I mean, Canelo last fight, I was there against Ryder. I was there in Mexico. And
I didn't even see you. You were there in Mexico City?
Yeah, that's when I met with Eddie and signed with them. That was when I signed with them. You know, it was a quick signing, but yeah, that's when I went out there and I signed with Eddie and stuff. So I was out there for the Canelo fight, and you know, with that fight, you know, he didn't look. You know, it looked.
No, the critics like went in on him over that.
You know, because it's just like you dominate so much. Same thing with me. You know, you dominate so much. You go from dominating and then you slip up, and it's just like, it's just like, you know, people talk about you and they say you slipped up, and I don't know why it is like that in boxing, but it is what it is. But you know, I feel like this fight, he doesn't want that again. Same thing with me. You know, this fight, you know, he was in his hometown, he was in his hometown, and he had 60,000 people there. So it's probably a little pressure on him, and not even pressure, just so much going on with your hometown. But I feel like, you know, he's gonna be a different monster.
With that being said, how close of a fight do you see it being, and how does Jermel or Canelo separate themselves in the fight?
Well, I mean, I think the main thing is, I think it's gonna come down to a power difference. You know, like how strong, like, cause, you know, Canelo's been hit by Triple G. He's been hit by B-Ball. He's been hit by Danny Jacobs. And these are, I mean, you talk about big punches, you know, real big punches. So it's just like, man, if Jermel doesn't have that power to keep him off, you know, then what's gonna happen? But on the other side, I think Mel is good at the range, and Mel does have power. He has a lot of power, you know, but he's still coming up to division. They make weight classes for a reason, you know. So it's just gonna be an interesting fight. Obviously, man, I want Jermel to win. Jermel win, it'll be a huge upset. You know, he'll be the king of Houston for a little while, you know. But I want him to win. But it's just with that Canelo, he's just a different monster. That's all.
You know, they make a big issue of the weight, but, you know, Mel's a big dude. But you did bring up a good point. Canelo's used to fighting bigger guys, and he's taking punches from bigger guys as well. You know, I'm thinking like two things, like with that fight. Like one, like where exactly is like Canelo at this point of his career, if he really is like declining a bit. But two, like the conditioning part. Like we saw Caleb Plant do really well, boxing, moving, keeping distance, but he tired out because of the punches from Canelo. And it's like Jermel needs to really have good conditioning coming into the fight.
Yeah, exactly. He'll have to just be on his, this will have to be his best camp. This will have to be just everything to deal with that. You know, like I said, I mean, you know, like I said, Caleb Plant, you know, he had a good game plan, boxed around, but, you know, those body shots and stuff, they just kind of got to him. So I mean, Mel will have to just learn from that and just try to, you know, stay away as much as he can and just box him. You know, hit him with some big shots when he can, you know, but, you know, don't get too greedy, I think. You know, but Canelo, it's just a good fight. And I'm glad that these fights are happening. You know, people are testing their greatness. Same thing with me and Devin. Everybody is testing their greatness right now. It's not about win or lose. It's about testing your greatness and going out there giving it your all, and that's what the fans want to see.
If Mel's not able to do it, do you think Maul has a better chance at beating Canelo because he's a little bit bigger now and customized to that bigger weight?
Yes, absolutely. I definitely feel like the only thing with Maul, he been out so long, you know, he'll have to get a fight before that Canelo fight. But I definitely think that Maul can beat him for sure. I texted Maul. I told him, like, bro, you could beat Canelo. When I was at the Ryder fight, I was like, look, you could beat him. You can get him, bro. I think you can get Canelo. But you know, Maul.
What'd you see there? Why do you feel like Maul?
I just think Maul is better than Ryder. That's all. You know, I think Maul is just better. I mean, I look at it like that. I mean, I'm not looking at punches and stuff. I'm just thinking like that fighter is better than that fighter. And I think Maul is better than the Ryder. That's all. I just feel like he stayed. You know, he gave Canelo a good fight, stayed in there the whole time. But I definitely think that Maul, you know, if after he get a tune-up fight, you know, just to get back in the ring, get his feet wet again, I feel like he could beat him.
And finally, to you, Regis, if you could map out your next few fights in a perfect world in terms of not only the biggest, but the ones that you want the most as yourself as a competitor, who would those fights be?
Obviously Devin next. You know, definitely I don't want nobody else but Devin next. And after that, either like I want obviously the big money, which will be Ryan, but they have Tio as number one. I think I want that more than because it'll be a big money fight. Maybe not as big as Ryan, but I think I want that more. So, you know, if I can get, you know, like a Devin and Tio, I think that's how I will map it out.
It's crazy. Like, if we're looking at the chessboard, it's like you and Devin are being positioned for Ryan and Teo. Whoever wins that fight, they're saying, you know, Super Bowl weekend, the winner goes against with you guys. And just me, just off my top of my head, does Ryan beat Teo? Does Teo beat Ryan?
I think Teo. I think right now, Teo, it depends on his mindset, man. It really depends on his mindset. You know, he looked shitty in his fight against Sandor Martin. He looked real shitty against him, got dropped and stuff like that. Then he came out and he whooped Josh Taylor, and he surprised me. I think he surprised everybody, you know. So I think it depends on his, you know, it really depends on his mindset.
If he's 100.
If he's 100, he'll whoop Ryan for sure. I think if he's 100% mentally, not physically, mentally he's 100%, he's good. I think he'll whoop. I definitely think he'll whoop Ryan.
And according to you, if because you feel you're gonna dominate Devin, it's gonna be you and Teo.
That's what I want. That's what I want. You know, we'll see. I mean, like I said, you don't know how things in boxing, bro. You just it's like the stock market. You don't know what stock is gonna grow. You don't know what stock is gonna fall. So, you know, hopefully that can happen. You know, but right now, Devin Haney.
December 9th.
December 9th in San Francisco. That's what it's looking like. I signed. I think he signed. He's training. I know that. So, yeah, that's what.
He's training here in LA too.
I think
a little bit, yeah, a little pre-camp stuff.
Yeah, I think he's here too. You know, he comes here too. I saw him training here. It's crazy, right? Yeah, he trains here too. I saw him training here with Zab one day.
Okay.
You know, a long time ago and stuff. But he comes in and train. He's from here and he lives in Vegas or something. So he's actually, you know, he's closer to me. So he comes here too.
All right, hey Regis, man, good catching up with you. I'm sure we'll catch up with you again in camp as well. Yeah. Appreciate the time as always. Regis Prograis taking on Devin Haney, coming up December 9th on DAZN.